rising and falling. In this exercise, you'll focus on the abdominal movements that happen as you breathe. Sit on the floor with your legs crossed. Use a cushion if you wish. If this position is uncomfortable, you may sit in a chair. Put your hands in your lap, palms facing upward, the right hand on top of the left. Your eyes may be open or closed. You should feel comfortable and relaxed, not tense. Now, bring your attention to the abdomen, a few inches above the navel. Find the point that seems clearest along the body's vertical midline. Don't look at the spot. Just put your mind there. As you inhale, the stomach expands. We call that rising. As you exhale, it deflates. We call that falling. As the abdomen rises, observe the motion with your mind from beginning to end. As the abdomen falls, do the same. That's all there is to it. If it's hard to perceive the abdominal motions, place your hands on your stomach. Continue watching the rising and falling movements, one after another, keeping your attention in the present moment. But don't focus on the breath or the abdomen. Just focus on the movement. You'll experience this as a tactile sensation of pressure. You don't have to concentrate too deeply. Follow the movements lightly, keeping your attention on the surface of the stomach. Empty your mind of all thoughts, memories, and plans. Forget everything except the single rising or falling movement happening now. But don't think about it, just know it. Know it and let go. And relax. Don't think of meditating with a capital M. Simply look to know whether the abdomen is rising or falling right now. In this very moment, which one is happening? There is always one or the other, since you're always breathing. If the abdomen stopped moving in and out, you'd no longer be alive. But don't mentally link the movements to a body part, thinking it's the abdomen moving, or to a self, thinking this is mine. Simply watch the movement with bare attention. Bare attention means to be aware of something without putting words to the experience. You don't describe or even name it. It is pure knowing, without verbalization. But since this is difficult to do at first, beginners should label the movements with a mental note. As the abdomen expands, say rising. As the abdomen falls, say falling. Although I'm saying the words aloud, when you practice the exercise, say them silently, in your mind. rising, falling, rising, falling, rising, falling. Say the mental note precisely as the movement happens, not afterwards. A few more pointers. When doing the exercise, don't visualize the abdomen. Just follow the path of the movement. And be sure to breathe naturally. Don't try to control your breathing. When your mind wanders away from the abdominal motions, just be aware it has wandered. Silently note, thinking, thinking. Then, gently bring your attention back to the abdominal motions. You'll have to do this hundreds of times, so be very patient and don't judge yourself. If a strong emotion arises, follow the same procedure as with thoughts. Label the emotion with a one-word mental note. If you're angry, for example, say in your mind, anger, anger. Then let it go. And gently bring your attention back to the rising, falling movements. Whether the emotion is blissful or painful, don't get caught up in it. Separate yourself and watch it as if you were watching a movie on a screen. When something else pulls your attention away from the abdominal motions, label it with a mental note also. If you hear a sound, note hearing. If you smell a fragrance, note smelling. If you feel itchy, note itching. If there's a painful or pleasant feeling in your body, note pain, pleasure, or feeling. After noting the object 1 or 2 times, gently bring the mind back to the rising and falling movements. Remember, only observe one thing at a time, one thing per moment. Vipassana is like walking on stepping stones. Your awareness can jump from one meditation object to the next, from a movement to a sound, an emotion, and so on. The rising and falling exercise should be practiced daily, anywhere from 10 minutes to 1 hour. If you want to meditate longer, alternate this exercise with walking meditation. Now, let's move on to the next exercise.